In our last study, we established the foundational principle of readiness from Jesus' teaching. We must be alert to the season of his return, because he is coming at an hour that we do not expect. What do you guys think of what's going on in these studies? Let me know down in the comments what your favorite part is so far. And I should say, good day, Grace Keepers. This is Daily Dose of God, and I'm Jo. Welcome. After a long journey back to faith, my personal mission is to simply understand God's Word as deeply as possible. And this channel is where we do that together. At the heart of the mission is our Bible giveaway. If you or someone you know needs a beautiful full-size Bible for your own study, please visit us at dailydoseofgod.org or use the link in the description and go ahead over there and sign up. It's our joy to get God's Word into your hands. Today we begin the practical application of readiness with the first of the three powerful parables that I told you about. This first one up is the parable of the faithful and wise servant. Jesus begins this practical teaching with a powerful story that gets right to the heart of our daily conduct. The first parable, the parable of the faithful and wise servant, is all about how we handle the responsibilities and relationships the Master has entrusted us with. It's a direct lesson that shows how our core beliefs about his return will inevitably shape our actions day to day. We're going to see how faithfulness is demonstrated in diligent, consistent care, and how unfaithfulness begins with a single wrong thought that leads to neglect and abuse, ultimately revealing the true state of our hearts. He frames the entire parable with a powerful, searching question that he wants every one of his followers to ask themselves. He says, "Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of his household, to give them their food at the proper time?" Now, Jesus presents the stark contrast. He shows us what unfaithfulness looks like, and it all begins with a single corrupting thought in the servant's heart. Jesus describes this evil servant's mindset, saying, "But suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, 'My master is staying away a long time.'" This is the root of his failure. His belief that the master's return is delayed gives him a false sense of security, and that wrong belief immediately leads to sinful actions. Jesus continues in the very next verse, saying, "And he then begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with drunkards." His behavior completely changes. He stops caring for the household, and he starts abusing it. He replaces his duty to serve with the abuse of power, and he replaces his responsible watchfulness with self-indulgent worldly pleasure. The consequences for this belief and behavior is both sudden and severe. Jesus concludes the story with a solemn warning. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he's not aware of. He will cut him into pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The master returns unexpectedly, shattering the evil servant's delusion that he had more time. The judgment is absolute. The phrase, "weeping and gnashing of teeth," is one Jesus uses to describe the profound anguish and eternal regret experienced by those who are ultimately judged. It's a recurring theme we'll see again, highlighting the eternal seriousness of our readiness. So what does this parable mean for us right now? It's a very direct lesson. The household that the servant was put in charge of represents our own personal sphere of influence. This could be our family, or our church, or our community, our workplace, our friendships, even our neighborhood. It's the people and responsibilities God has placed directly in our lives. And our primary duty, just like the servant, is to faithfully care for that household. Jesus is teaching that readiness means we're actively using our positions and opportunities to serve and provide for others, both in practical ways and in spiritual ways. It's about being a source of nourishment and care on the Master's behalf. This parable teaches a powerful truth. What we truly believe about Christ's return will directly impact how we behave today. A genuine belief in his imminent return leads to faithful service, while a mindset that he is delayed can lead to selfishness and neglect. It's a sobering and powerful call to check our own hearts and our actions. We can't all serve the way we see our friends serving, but there are ways you can serve, and you just gotta find what you're good at and expand on it is all. Never miss an opportunity to preach the word to somebody that needs to hear it. I'll tell you a really quick story. There's a girl who used to come into where my husband works, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and I went back to work there for just a short time, and she came in and she looked awful. And I asked her how she was doing, and she said, well, I only have a couple of weeks to live. And I realized why she looked so awful. Her liver was shutting down, I think is what it was. When she told me that she had a very short time to live, my first knee-jerk reaction was, does she know Jesus Christ? Does she have a relationship with God? I should have took the opportunity to ask her that, and I didn't. And within a few weeks, my husband came to me and told me that she had passed away. And so that's a little something that I live with. Another opportunity came along, and I took that opportunity this time. I think we have to listen for God's nudges. If he puts somebody in a position to listen to what you have to say about God, then you have to take that opportunity. Don't miss it, because regret hurts, and it could have cost a soul. So don't miss the opportunity. Okay, now in closing, the parable of the faithful servant gives us our most powerful instruction on readiness. It teaches that our belief about the Master's return will directly impact how we behave today, and that true readiness is seen in how we faithfully care for the people and responsibilities that he's entrusted to us. In our next study, we will continue this lesson as Jesus shifts the focus from our outward actions to our inward state. We'll explore the powerful parable of the 10 virgins to learn about the crucial importance of personal preparation. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. God bless you, and I'll see you for our next study.